The man who represents thousands of Spanish workers in Gibraltar has told Sky News his own government is to blame for the diplomatic feud over the rock. Juan José Uceda says the Gibraltar issue is a smokescreen being used by Spain's leaders to cover up domestic problems. David Bowden has spent the day in the Spanish town of Linea, just across the border from Gibraltar.
No early morning fishing for the small boats of Linea today. The twin evils of a heavy sea mist and the ongoing Gibraltar standoff mean for Juan Lopez Diaz and his friends it's a day of checking ropes and repairing nets and making no money again. He says he couldn't care less whether Gibraltar is British or Spanish and blames the ROC's chief minister Fabian Picardo for stirring up trouble.
Desde que entró Picardo.
It's since that Picardo guy came in. Before, we used to fish in the bay, and they didn't bother us. Picardo is the one who started this revolution in La Linea.
Jose Rodriguez isn't fishing either. His nets are badly torn. He too doesn't care about Gibraltar's sovereignty, but he does want the tension to calm.
What
am I to think? The people who need to think about it are the people who are in charge, the governments. I'm just a fisherman. We need to have a good relationship, like it used to be.
There are fish on sale in La Linea, but this is not a fresh catch. These are dried and cured, but it's something to sell. Just like many people through the mist across the frontier in Gibraltar, the citizens of La Linea, particularly the fishermen, just want the animosity and tension to end. These people have to live and work together every day, and for many of them, at the moment, it's becoming quite hard. La Linea is not just a fishing town. Pepe Rodriguez breeds horses. In the horse business too, money is tight. And if it's to loosen up, La Linea needs Gibraltar on side again.
We need it to make a living. There are a lot of people working there. We simply have to get on. That's the way I see it.
In Church Square in the centre of the town, we meet Juan José Uceda, who represents Spanish workers in Gibraltar. He's not a popular man with his own government.
The Spanish workers in Gibraltar are really concerned that they might lose their jobs because of the measures taken by our government, that instead of trying to put La Linea, my town, in the proper place, Spain destroys that because they are a constant enemy of the relations in between Spain and Gibraltar.
So while the politicians in Madrid, London and Gibraltar call the tune and squabble over seafood and sovereignty, the townsfolk of La Linea, as in Gibraltar, just want the music to stop and normality to return to this southern tip of Europe.
Well, let's check in live with David, who's in La Linea, as you can see, just a few hundred yards from the Gibraltar border. How big an issue really is this amongst the local Spanish people? Does it really make a difference to their lives?
It doesn't really, but it increasingly is doing, because a lot of people from here work in Gibraltar, and of course a lot of people from Gibraltar like to come here for tapas of an evening, go to the restaurants. It really is very, very close. But somebody said to me just a few minutes ago, as they knew we were coming down here to talk to you, Jeremy, you can get an idea of just how much people care about this and are het up about it by the number of people who are actually on the beach enjoying themselves. But if you look over my right shoulder, you'll see the boats that were in my report. Clearly the mist has burned off now, but they're not out at sea, they're not fishing, and they're not fishing because of this Gibraltar problem. They don't feel safe going out there, not that they're any physical danger, but the whole thing needs resolving. Of course, the maritime police out in Gibraltar are anxious that we don't have fishermen coming into their waters. The reef is a big issue. The reef is going to stay there. The Gibraltarians are adamant about that. They say they're protecting their marine life. What the fishermen here say is they're stopping them making a living. So they spend a lot of time on the beach, as we saw in my report, doing their ropes, doing their nets, and not making any money.
David, thank you.